everyone, welcome. Teacher Esther is here again, and this time around I'll be talking about how some private school owners treat their teachers like slaves. Some private school owners in this Nigeria, this same Nigeria that we are, in this same Nigeria, they treat their staff, the members of staff, their teachers, like slaves. The condition of services in private schools in the present Nigeria that we are is like that of a master and slave. That's the arrangement presently in many of the private schools that we have in Nigeria. This does not apply to all the private schools that we have in Nigeria. However, many private schools in Nigeria, many of their owners treat their teachers like slaves. Teachers work. Yes, teachers are the private school teachers, rather, they are the most hardworking of all the teachers that we have in Nigeria. Yes, take it or leave it, whether you like it or not. Yes, they are the most hardworking. Yes, they are the most hardworking of all the teachers that we have in the nation, in this Nigeria. Public school teachers, you can tell us that you cannot tell me that you are more hardworking than the teachers, than those who teach in private schools. You cannot tell me that. Yes, everybody knows that. We all know that those who work in private schools work better. They do more work than those who teach in public schools. However, no one wants to labor to dirt for peanuts. Many private school owners do not pay their teachers well. I talked about how private school teachers are being underpaid in one of my videos. I have already talked about that. Teachers, they in some part of this country, in some areas, some teachers are paid as low as 7,000 naira per month. Please, how much is that? How much is that? The way teachers, private school teachers are actually being treated in this country, Nigeria, is dehumanizing. It is not encouraging. It makes it look as if private school teachers are not human beings. Yes. Why would you be paying a teacher in secondary school now? A teacher who teaches secondary school students as low as 7,000 naira. That is not good. That is unfair. However, that is what is happening in this country, Nigeria. Many of these teachers find it difficult to feed themselves, let alone feed their families. Why? Teachers will get to school. Private school teachers, they get to school as early as 7 a.m. or 7:30 a.m. and then they are expected to leave the school premises around 4 p.m., 4:30 p.m., 5 p.m., 6 p.m. It depends on how that school is being run. So a teacher that has worked since morning to afternoon to evening, that kind of teacher, by the time the teacher gets home, the teacher would have exhausted his or her strength, energy. That is not good. That is not good. Well, that aside, teachers, many of these teachers have more than 30 or more than 30 periods. Many teachers in private schools teach from one class to the other. For example, some of them have, let's say, 5 periods at once. As they are leaving a class, they are entering another class. As they leave that class, they enter another class. From that class to another class. No break. No time to rest. No time to relax. Why? And despite all this, in spite of all this, these teachers are not paid well. They are not paid well. They work for meager salary, which is not fair. In many of these private schools, teachers do not have any opinion to share. Teachers are not allowed to share their opinion concerning maybe the students, concerning the management, concerning how the school is being run. Teachers don't have that opportunity, that chance of speaking up. In fact, in some schools, when a teacher speaks up, that teacher that teacher is doomed, because the owners of that school would either sack the teacher or maybe deduct from the teacher's salary. The teacher would not have freedom, the freedom of speech anymore in that school. Why? Why does that happen in our private schools in Nigeria? Aside from that, deduction of salaries. In some schools, they deduct teachers' salaries unnecessarily. Unnecessarily. For example, someone was sick and then the person had already sought permission from the school, maybe from the principal, from any member of the management, or in fact in some schools they would say such a person should write a letter ahead, so that that they would keep the letter somewhere as a record that the person was absent, something like that. Well, after doing all those things, they and the person goes to the hospital. Now they at the end of the month, some school owners still deduct. They still deduct from the person's salary for being absent. Why? Someone was sick. The person went to the hospital, and let's say maybe because of because the person had to either stay at the hospital, maybe the person was admitted, the person could not come to school. Yet you deduct from the person's salary. Why? Aside from that, maybe you just hear some meaningless reasons, insensible reasons that are not cogent. You deduct from people's human beings' salaries because of all these flimsy reasons. Why? These are the things that happen in private schools, and when you hear them, you become so perplexed, you become confused that are those teachers not human beings? Are they not human beings? They are human beings. Aside from the fact that you deduct their salaries, some school owners, some private school owners pay these teachers salaries late. I spoke about that in one of my videos, that some private school owners do not pay teachers' salaries on time. And some of them even owe teachers their salaries. Some don't pay after 2-3 months. Well, that aside, but why do they do that? Why does that happen? And when students report teachers, many a time these private school owners do not give the teachers or such a teacher that chance, that grace, that opportunity of saying his own side of the argument. They do not allow teachers, or even if the teachers are allowed to say their own opinion, to say their own side of the argument, it is that of the students that these private school owners, they still end up believing. They still believe that of the students. They do not want to know whether the student was wrong or not. As long as the student has reported the teacher, that's the end. Which is unfair.